Hi, this is Dale Buchanan, the host of Puppy Talk Podcast. Before we get started today, I wanted to let you know of my new book, The Complete Puppy Training Manual. It's available on Amazon in 4 formats: Kindle ebook, paperback, hardcover, and audiobook. You can find it on Amazon right now. It's called The Complete Puppy Training Manual, and I will put a link in the show notes of this episode. I'm Dale Buchanan, and this is Puppy Talk, the podcast that offers free advice and tips for raising a happy, healthy, and obedient puppy. For more information on this podcast, visit us online at puppytalkpodcast.com. Welcome to Puppy Talk episode number 54. I'm your host, Dale Buchanan, and today we're going to talk about the first 5 things to teach your new puppy. Some of you who have been listening for a while may have noticed that I had this episode previously from January 2021. This was episode number 2. I've since deleted that episode, and I'm going to create a new episode because my training methods have changed. The things that I recommend to new puppy owners have changed, and I want to be consistent with a new book I'm writing on how to raise your new puppy. This book will be available at the end of this year on ebook, paperback, hard copy, and also audiobook. I'm putting all of that together now. I need everything to be consistent. Let's get started. The first thing you want to teach your new puppy after you bring them home is potty training. I've talked about this in episode number 3 and many other episodes on this podcast. I've done so many videos on this for my YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook channels. That information still holds. You really have to get potty training under control immediately. I did a great video that I'll link in the show notes for my YouTube channel that is titled, How I Potty Trained My Puppy in 1 Day. And it's really that simple. I find that people either get it immediately or they don't get it immediately. Just to be clear, potty training is not about teaching your puppy to ring a bell or to hit a button to tell you when they need to go outside. Potty training is about teaching your puppy to go in a particular area, like the grass in front of your house or out back or somewhere else, instead of going inside the house. That's potty training. Don't expect an 8, 10, 12-week-old puppy to let you know when they need to go outside. Basically, take them outside every hour. Check out episode number 3 of this podcast for the 6-step process that I recommend for you to potty train your puppy. The second thing that you want to teach your puppy is crate training. Teach your puppy that the crate is not punishment, that it's a good place to be, it's a safe place to be. Put some treats in there. Teach your puppy to go in there and enjoy it. Teach them that it's a safe place. It's a really fun place to be, which is something that a lot of owners don't do. They think that it's punishment to the puppy, and that's not the right mindset. For more information on crate training your puppy, check out episode number 21 of this podcast. The third thing that you want to do with your puppy is set very clear rules and boundaries. Don't give your puppy too much freedom too soon. Keep them on a slip lead or a collar and a leash. Manage their space. And do not take your eyes off of this puppy because they will have a tendency to start chewing things in your house and potty somewhere that you don't want them to. This is the problem with young puppies. They don't know house rules yet. Set the rules, set the boundaries. When I got Dixie, when she was 10 weeks old, she could only stay in the living room, dining room area. She could not go in my bedroom. She could not go in the kitchen. She could not go in the bathrooms. She could not go in the spare bedroom. I never used any gates. I never used any playpens. All I did was use body language and management of her space with a leash and a crate, so she knew exactly where to go. So if she was in the living room with me and she started to walk into my bedroom, I would say, Dixie, come back here, and she would stop, and it would interrupt that behavior, and I would either go get her or I would call her back to me to stop her from going in there. And that's how you manage space. That's how you set boundaries. That's how you create rules. Everybody in the house has rules. If you have a family, kids have rules. Spouses have rules. Everybody has rules. And you set them up for the whole house, and everybody obeys them. And when they don't, then it's not so good for the other people in the family. The puppy is part of the family. They have rules. They have boundaries. Set them up immediately. The fourth thing that you want to teach your puppy is its name. This is very easy to do. I recently posted a video demonstrating exactly how to do this on the Top Gun Dog Training Instagram and TikTok pages. It's very simple. You'll need a clicker and you'll need some food reward. When the puppy looks away from you, you call their name, and when they look at you or turn their head towards you, you mark it with the clicker and then you reward them. It's very easy to do, but it's often neglected early on, and you really want to be able to call the puppy's name and have them either come to you or look at you and disengage from the distractions that they are currently focused on. The fifth thing that you want to teach your puppy is to stop them from play biting. I did this in one of our podcast episodes, number 5. Make sure you check that out because that's a great episode on stopping play biting. I've done a lot of videos on stopping play biting on the Top Gun Dog Training social media pages, specifically Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. You can find these videos by going to those social media pages, Top Gun Dog Training, and looking around there. I'll also post a link to one of the most popular videos on stopping play biting in the show notes of this episode. When a puppy starts biting my hands or arms, I use the sound, It's a correction, and I wait for the puppy to back away. I don't move my hands or arms. I wait for the puppy to back away. When they back away, I say, yes, good girl, good boy, and I reward that behavior. Puppies are going to do more of what they are rewarded for and less of what they're getting corrected for. There's something to keep in mind, and this is the main reason why I redid this episode of the first 5 things to teach your new puppy, is you don't want to constantly do corrections to the puppy early on. You can do some, but you really want to focus on the positive reinforcement and the positive things that you want the puppy to do versus constantly correcting the puppy all the time. Initially in this episode, I had the command leave it as one of the first things to teach your puppy, but I don't recommend that anymore. I save leave it for after the puppy has learned some of the more crucial foundational skills, such as sit, down, stay, and so forth. And then we work on impulse control, such as leave it later on. I still like to use the sound which is a mild correction, but remember, when you use that correction, you have to redirect. So the technique is correct it and redirect it. Just don't correct your puppy too much or too harshly early on. You'll develop fear in them. They'll check out. They won't enjoy living with you anymore. So you really have to be careful of that. I hope this information has helped you. If you have any questions, feel free to email us through our website, puppytalkpodcast.com. Have a great day. This is Dale Buchanan, host of Puppy Talk Podcast. I have an announcement of a new book that I just published called Potty Training Your Puppy. It's available on Amazon in Kindle and paperback, soon to be available on audiobook. You can find out all the details of this book using the link in the show notes. It's called Potty Training Your Puppy. It's a comprehensive book with a simple and effective way to help potty train your puppy, and it really works. Check out the link in the show notes.